This episode is brought to you by. Anyway, man.
Rink and Dinky Doo.
Before Quincy gets into the story, I just want to say, Craig David, that album "Born to Do It," you're the GOAT, bro.
Yeah, let's
Go ahead, my guy.
that before the pod, man.
Nah, I'm
That's
still
a
listening
classic.
to it right now, dog.
Craigathan David.
Back.
Nah, that's a classic. But
yeah, yo,
man,
that was
yeah.
kind of crazy, dog. You called me. What night was it?
Monday night. Monday night,
bro. You called me and told me something like that was the last thing I would have ever expected to hear, and that situation was just crazy. Tell the people what happened to you, man.
Bro, when I called him, just so you know, Joe, because you don't even know this as well. When I called him, the first thing I said was, "Yo, I got a vent," and because we were supposed to be working on music like that night, so I was like, let me just let you know before you even think this is about music, I got a vent. And so I'm telling him this story, and basically, man, what happened Monday night was I'm working on this verse for a collab joint that we was thinking about doing, and basically my dogs are just barking, and I'm like, what is going on? So I come out, Robin, she comes out. I'm like, yo, what's good? She's like, I don't know. And it's like really dreary that night, like it's like real dark, but dusk almost. It's raining. You can't even see out the glass, the windows. We're like trying to figure out what's going on.
Sound like a scary movie.
Like literally like a scary movie. So, at this point, I grab my gun. I go out to the back deck. I immediately grab my gun.
That's the best thing to do, right?
Yeah. I go out to the back deck and like I hear, it sounds almost like a hurricane outside. But then when I go out there, it's like, it's raining, but it's like almost like drizzling. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense. And so then I go to my pool and the water is gone. And I look under my deck and all I see is a river basically flowing from under my deck to my neighbor's pool. Like it's just flowing to my neighbor's pool.
Well, before you keep going, your property, like the land is higher than your neighbor's.
Exactly.
So your neighbor's lower than you. So literally it's like it's just a perfect path where the land goes from your pool to their pool.
Exactly. And before I even continue, thank God that the path is like that, because if it had gone to their house would have been flooded for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, bam. So, I'm like, oh, snap. So I put the gun down. I'm trying to figure out because the pump is still going. And now I'm thinking, let me go turn the pump off because there's no water going through it. That's going to mess the pump up, So I'm going to the pump and like the water's flowing to my neighbor's house, but it's also coming out with so much pressure that when I go to the pump, like I'm literally going through mud up to my knees. Like, I'm saying like that high of mud to get to the pump. And so I turn off the pump, come back.
When you said that, all I could imagine was Deep Blue Sea. When they were trying to close the door and turn the thing and everything.
Yeah, bro.
It was like sliding across and grabbing it. Like I just imagine you like that.
It was wild. And so water's still flowing out. I go inside. I let Robin know exactly what was going on. I come back outside and then I'm realizing because where I live, the ground or like it's clay, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, whenever it comes up or water soaks, it's like red clay basically everywhere. Well, this clay is now flowing with the water into my neighbor's pool. And so I'm watching it and I'm just thinking like, oh my God, like, so at that point, I kind of was like, look, there's nothing I can do. We went to the neighbor's house that night. It was like 9:30, but all their lights was out. I was like, if they're asleep, because they're older people, they're older white couple. I'm like, if they're sleeping, I'm not about to wake them up with this. So like, we just gonna come back in the morning. Go to sleep that night. Literally could not get that off my mind. Probably had like 3 different dreams about that pool. Damn. And then woke up, went to the neighbor's house. Nobody's home. So I leave a note. So now it's daytime. I'm able to actually see what happened. I go outside and it looks like basically when you look under the deck, you can see that the pool structure itself basically exploded outward. So when the pool exploded outward, the pressure from the water basically ripped the liner and the water just flowed out. And so now it's a work day. I'm dealing with work and I'm thinking about this all day, but I'm stressed out because like as much as I'm like, yo, we got to fix this pool.
And you had
That's
just paid to get that
a month
liner like
ago.
redone. Like you just got the pool like super prepped, ready to go. Like you hadn't even gotten a chance to go in it yet.
Facts. Like literally, we got it done about a month ago and hadn't even had a chance to actually really enjoy it because it's just been a busy few weeks. And so the whole day goes by. We end up having a pool guy come out to assess the damages because now we got to file a claim with our insurance. And all that aside, bro, the only thing that was really concerning me was like, yo, I got to deal with my neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really hope like they, obviously that's out of my control, but I really hope that they're not going to be assholes about it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's something you didn't mention either is early in the morning, you went over there, they weren't there, and you left a note.
Yeah. So I left a note. And so I'm waiting all day and bam. So got the quote. Well, no, I lied. I didn't get the quote yet, but basically the pool guy came out and then around 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, I get a call from a Atlanta number, So I answer and I basically explained to the neighbor what happened. And like the exact opposite of what I expected was his reaction. Mind you, if you've been following this pod, I mentioned about a couple of months ago when I went out on a trip and lost my wallet and came back and my wallet was at my door, like basically just waiting for me. So I've already had a good experience in my, where I live. My neighbor responds with, "Oh man, yo, that sucks, man. Well, don't worry about it. I'll take care of my pool. And you just deal with your own, situation. I was gonna get it cleaned anyway, so I'll just take care of it." Yeah. And he proceeds to fill me in that, the people that owned the house before us, apparently they had the pool sitting covered since like 2016, 2017. Jeez. So now that tells me that the pool was dry rotted and that was not disclosed to us, you know what I'm saying, when we bought the home. So now we know exactly what the issue was. You know what I'm saying? We got the assessment done from the pool. We got that quote back to get it basically rebuilt completely and gonna go ahead and file that with the insurance company. But yeah, man, crazy story. Bro. The neighbor, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like I already told Robin, we got to do something for them when, what I'm saying, sometime down the road.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's just so crazy how despite it being like a pain in the ass that you got to deal with, it worked out in the best way it could have worked out. And it's all for a reason. You know what I mean? Like we talked about it. We kind of touched on it. We were playing video games. Like you could have been in the pool or, people could have been there or it just could have been, or it could have happened before the engagement party or like it could have rolled into your house. Like all the things that it could have been to make this shit like it almost. Yeah. For the way to turn out and your neighbor to bless you, that kind of just like you take that shit on the chin and be like, all right, this ain't nothing.
And something you mentioned that day, Quincy, was like, imagine it was at a different time and y'all was in the pool, your neighbors was in their pool.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it could have got crazy. You know what I mean?
It could have been absolutely crazy, man. It's just a bar that I've heard before that I always think about because I really truly believe it. But it goes, I got God on my side, always down the ride. And I feel like, bro, I go through things like this and I feel like I always walk away very blessed. You know what I'm saying? That the situation.
It's because when you lead with the right energy, like when you're brought problems, the problems are just like obstacles that are in the way. It's not associated with any, like you don't have any fault in it as far as like you didn't do anything that was messed up
to cause it. Yeah, to cause it.
So you're just dealing with it, assessing it and dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to you're not like, oh man, I did X, Y, and Z, and that's why I'm in this situation. It's like, nah, you did everything with the best intention. It ain't work out just by bad luck, and now you're dealing with it. You know what I mean? So
what? Real quick, this is not part of our topic, but I saw this today, like probably like an hour before we started this. It was on Facebook, and it was a post saying that you don't have to tell yourself how much worse it could have been in order to feel better. And they call it like toxic negativity. And I saw that aspect of it. But then I kept thinking, I was like, yeah, but at the same time, something happened to you, something that's going to cost you money, something that you got is going to be a headache, a pain ass you got to deal with, no other choice happen. But you should still consider yourself blessed and fortunate. And, have an ability to fix it. You think about all those situations where it could have been worse. And I think that just kind of emphasizes that, hey, something happened, and this ain't shit. You know, this ain't shit. I'm
It's
gonna
that
take care
perspective.
of it. Yeah, I'm gonna take
You
care
know
of
what I
it.
mean?
Move
Like,
on.
yep. It's funny you say that, Joe, because I did a post this week just talking about like I've been having like a rough couple weeks and like just
Oh yeah, I remember that. You said you would have
and
wished you were where you're at today.
exactly like, and then I
Back
think
then.
about it, and it's like these are the problems that I literally like before I wished I had these problems. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
this is like a different level, and like everything is like things are happening, but it's like what happened with Quincy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're leading with the right foot. Sometimes things happen. You can't control that. All you can do is, hey, let me assess this, attack it the right way. Cause that's something even, it's not something I'm gonna talk about because it's still kind of going on. But like I had called Quincy about an issue that I'm having. And he's just like, you just got to keep your cool and hit it like in a calm way. You know what I'm saying? And it ended up benefiting me greatly by keeping that in my head, when the situation happened. You know what I mean? So it's like when you lead with the right foot, I'm not, when that good energy stuff, like that's where people kind of take it the wrong way. They think like, oh, the things we're talking about, you're not going to have problems in your life. It's like, you're still going to have problems because problems are going to pop up, but it's not going to be problems that you cause for being an idiot.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why how you react to every single thing that you go through in life continues to define you. It continues to make you the person you are. And so that builds character. We talk about building character all the time. So when little shit happens, and that's why always, a nod to Lester for fully controlling and now he has shit that he can process without even a thought. Like we were all talking about our problems in the chat room this week. And I was talking about how my energy was messed up. I felt Quincy's energy was messed up. And Lester's like, I ain't even tripping about that shit. We all handle a little differently now, regarding the situation. But how you react to anything, whether it's big and how you see how much bigger it could have been, whether it's small, you see how much bigger it could have been. It's still that I think that helps build your character. I think that's important to remind yourself that it's not as bad as it could be where you can't even handle it.
Facts.
Yeah,
I tell my wife even like, hey, because she was kind of stressing about it. And I'm like, hey, look at it this way. Did we do anything wrong? No. Is this just an issue that we have to deal with that's not even affecting us going forward? Like the situation is not making a difference of how we lead our lives day to day. You know what I'm saying? It's just a situation that we have to handle apart from what we're doing. You get what I'm saying? So I had to kind of tell her like, hey, don't even think about this because it literally doesn't help you at all to think about it because there's nothing to think about. It's just plain black and white. Let's just keep putting our energy towards the ultimate goal. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's all perspective, bro. Like, I think that's kind of what we were discussing as far as me and the counseling and stuff like that. That's been my big thing with going through counseling right now is like shifting my perspective. You know what I'm saying on certain things, and I can easily now say that. I'm starting to realize when I'm looking at things a certain way, like kind of like how things trigger me, you know what I mean? Which is actually really dope because, again, it goes back to perspective. It goes back to like, all right, this is what happened. This is how I'm going to move about it. This is how I decided that I'm going to feel about it, and I'm going to proceed. But it's not going to mess up my peace.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like it can't get in the way of your flow. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a separate thing.
I wanted to say there is someone who when I worked for this company, my first company I worked with when I started in this industry 20 years ago, I worked with them for 13 years. And we kind of touched on this, Quincy, too, the conversation we're having. After 13 years, I knew it was it. I knew there's nothing more I can do as myself in that company to increase my value, to make anybody see me as more than what I am. So I left. And ever since then, I've been able to prove my worth everywhere I went, and it works. There was somebody there who I admired and I looked up to and I learned from and I took advice from. And today, after 28 years with that company, they quit. And they quit for their mental health. They said, I don't want to fall asleep no more worrying about work. I don't want to just deal with the stress every day. Like, it's not worth it for me anymore. And I commented and I was like, you're a great leader. I took all your advice. I still hold it with me today. And he told me, he's like, he's proud of me, how far I pushed myself, and to the point where he looks up to me now. And it's crazy. And it's just like, no matter how set you are, you never know if you're going to be feeling this way forever. Your perspective, I feel, is going to continue to change throughout your, no matter how, and this guy's in his 60s probably. Your perspective is never going to change, and you have to continuously remember that, because when it does, the way you react to that is going to be how you react to everything that's changed your life before that. And that's why I think people kind of lose themselves in just the day to day and forget that, you're still a programmable computer that's continuously being programmed. And, sometimes the computer don't work the same way after one day, and it never works the same way again. And so seeing him right that, and he might not even go back in the industry or even do what he was doing. He doesn't even know. He's taking 30 days off, and then he's just going to figure it out. He's just going to figure out what he wants to do. And that's crazy to me, because I thought, when I'm in that position, I'm riding it out till I retire. Never did I think, what if I'm in that position one day and I get sick of it and I want to quit? And that's why I was like, I'll leave that for that. But you're never set in stone. You're never set in stone, man. That thing taught me a lot right there, reading that and seeing someone who I thought was in that path, or that same path I'm going, like, damn, there might be a left turn somewhere in this path one day, but I'll be ready for it. I'll be ready to deal with it.
Facts. Man, it's crazy, because it ties into like something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, / it's just been kind of coming up in different ways, but like specifically the way we can put it is like being underrated. And the way I kind of connected to the job thing that you're talking about, Joe, is like sometimes in jobs or in the situations like that guy, he might have felt like, what he was doing wasn't being recognized also, you know what I'm saying? Because, underrated is like, to do something 28 years and to be somebody that you took so much from, obviously he was a valuable piece.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it gets to a point where you're probably thinking, dang, for how much output I put, I don't understand why I'm getting this level of stress, you know what I'm saying? And not getting the slack that I feel like I deserve, you know what I mean? And the underrated thing is like so fascinating to me, because it only makes sense in certain settings. Like, for example, something like the NBA that you were talking about, Joe, the Nuggets being so underrated, people still asking them about the Lakers, like, even though they swept them, like they're literally going to the finals with a conference final sweep. The guy that's your main star set the record for triple doubles, a record that's been around since the 60s. Triple doubles in a playoff series. I mean, in a playoff run. Your second star averaged 32.5 points in the sweep. Think about that. Jamal Murray averaged 32.5 points in the sweep. So that's like they're playing the pinnacle of basketball right now, and people are asking them about the Lakers. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, they're underrated, but in basketball, it's wins, losses, numbers. At the end of the day, you got the facts to prove it, because you're going to the finals and they're not. Now, in something else, like let's say music, you can debate it, but to me, music is kind of the same. If you make dope music and you reach your fans, nobody can tell that person they're a fan or not. You know what I'm saying? Like that person decides it with what you're doing. So it's like you can be underrated in music, but if you're connecting with your fans and you're putting out the music that is your best work, it don't even really matter. It might matter for your ego. It might matter for, rankings in your mind or whatever. But at the end of the day, it don't really matter.
I agree.
Yeah. That's real.
And it was, what's funny is like that in the bubble year, the COVID year in the NBA, it was the Nuggets who lost to the Lakers. They lost and they were never talked about again.
Yep.
And now they're here playing the same team and they beat the shit out of them, and they still talking about the team that lost. Yeah. And I will say that a lot of people that really know basketball, they wrote the Nuggets off, but it was because a lot of them knew that without Jamal Murray, they didn't have that extra layer to really get somewhere. You know what I mean? Like Jokic, don't get me wrong, he was playing tremendous, keeping them afloat, playing hard, and just playing, not even just playing hard, playing like legendary in his absence. Yeah. But at the end of the day, he was one guy, bro. Like he was surrounded by a whole bunch of very. Jamal Murray got injured in that bubble.
after the bubble, the season after he got, I think it might have been even in that same playoff run. I don't remember exactly,
okay.
but he just came back this year, and like it took him a little while to kind of get a rhythm and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I think that falls into favoritism, man, and people show their true colors before the outcome. And then once the outcome comes out, they're still talking about their favorites, whether their favorites won or not. And that's any role you're at, like anywhere you're at in your business or your career, is you're going to reach a point where you earn the spot that you're at and you deserve the spot more than somebody else, but everybody's still just going to pick the favorite because that's what they're going to do no matter how good you are. And that's just something that you're going to have to continuously fight for. And I think it's a fight. I think you should never stop fighting to continue to not prove yourself to people, but just continuously to be a person who excels in what, who excels in what you do. Let it speak for itself. You don't got to tell nobody nothing.
You said you said not prove yourself to people. It's more like proving yourself to you, because, you know, people like constantly doubting you or constantly counting you out. You know what I'm saying? Do the work to prove to you that, you know what I'm saying, I am worth this. I am, you know what I mean? Like that guy.
I'm lucky, like my wife doesn't care, because I can't really tell people what I do for a living. Like that's awesome, you know? Like it doesn't make sense to anybody. So sometimes I'll sit here and I'll show her the shit I do. I'm like, I'm nice, right? Like I'm nice, right? Like, and that's why, like, it's me really finally admitting to myself, like, yeah, I am like good at the fuck I do. Like, I deserve to be here. I deserve to earn this shit because I am actually good at what the fuck I do. Like, you see this shit? So sometimes you get caught up in just doing it for so long. And that's why, like, when people hate on LeBron for when he's blunt and like the ego comes out, at the end of the day, if you doing something for 20 years and you're doing it better than you did 20 years ago, that's something to talk shit about. That's something to talk shit about. And you don't have to do it every single day, but if you don't talk shit about it, if you don't remind yourself how good you are at what you do, you're just gonna forget that. And then you're gonna let people forget that, and that's something that I never want to do, and that's what I want to fight for the rest of my life. Just continues to be good at what I'm doing, so I know no matter what people say, I'm fucking good at what I do.
But I know everybody says like they got haters, but if somebody can do something for 20 years and 20 years later be better, like whether you like them or not, bro, you gotta acknowledge that greatness, because that's great. Not everybody walks around, you know, basically saying like, yo, I've been doing this for 20 years and I'm still that guy.
And that's the crazy thing about that argument, like between LeBron and Jordan, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Jordan guy, Joe is a LeBron guy, but I hate the part of the argument where people try to kind of dismiss LeBron in any kind of way. It's like, bro, you talking about a guy that has been an A-level player from his rookie season to year 20. He has never been whack. He has never been not outstanding.
And he's barely been injured. Barely's missed.
And barely been injured, bro.
Yeah. Durable.
Like, how are you going to try and say, like, he's not on the level? Like, bro, he's on the Jordan level.
Facts.
Like, you can't say that he ain't on the level. Like, that's just crazy. You know what I mean?
And that's why I feel like, I think the main reason I'm so pro LeBron is because how much I relate to him. We're literally the same age. We graduated high school at the same time, entered our careers at the same time, and we're both doing the same shit we've done since we started for 20 years now. I've literally been doing this shit for 20 years this month. When I first started in my career, I've been doing my same shit for 20 years. And that's why I'm like, that's why it's like I can't go in front of the press. Yeah. But now I know in my workplace, I'm respected by people who know that. And I don't got to tell anybody that. I don't sit here like when I meet new teammates, I don't ever tell my story, bro. I never tell my story. You want to know my story? Go to my LinkedIn. Like, that's not important. But there's a reason why I am as good as I am. It's because I made sure that I've over these 20 years that I've continuously worked, continuously improved, continuously put in more knowledge and learn more, and just trying to be better at what I am. And that goes across the board. That goes across the board with taking care of yourself, your health, managing relationships with your family, with your partners, with your friends. It's like you want to just be better at everything that you do, no matter what. And I think that should never end.
Yo, facts. And then also, doing it the right way. Like that's another thing people kind of like forget, bro. Like 20 years, bro. We still have not seen this man in no scandals, no bad media. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. So it's like
built a whole school, got a whole Nike facility named after him, has a foundation. Like I don't know what else. If I was him, I would definitely. So the other day, my boy sends me the me and my other boy who's a big MJ fan, and he sends us that video that we all seen years ago where Jordan said he can't call himself the GOAT because he hasn't played against all the ones before him. And then LeBron saying when he beat that Warriors 73, 72, and 9 team, that's when he knew he was the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Bruh, I don't know what to tell you. So my response was points were made. Bron knows he's the greatest. Jordan doesn't. That's it. I don't know. That's what I got out of that video.
And the funny thing about that too is like Jordan says that in the interview, but then you hear all the crazy stuff he would say on the court.
Yeah, that means he was capped. He was capped.
So it's like, bro, you're doing the same thing too. You know what I mean? You just you're trying to take the humble route in the interview, but you're the same too, bro. Like,
motherfucker cried because he said people don't agree with the way he is and the way he sees things. That means he knows he's the greatest. And I love Jordan. Like I don't doubt Jordan, but I think I grew up to feel like I relate more to the LeBrons of the world. And there's Jordans before me who think they're so much greater than me. But like, dog, it's a little different now.
Yeah, to me, the difference always has been this. Like when those moments happened for Jordan, he always delivered, bro. You always knew the ball was going to him. But
but it did go to Steve Kerr once.
No, but it went to him originally. He made the pass. You know what I mean? But I'm saying like you knew the ball. You knew the ball was going. No, I'm not saying like he made. No.
Like, you know he did. He did make the pass. But
just
make the pass.
Just the fact that like Jordan, like bro, that game 4, for example, bro. LeBron got blocked by Aaron Gordon and stripped by Jamal Murray, bro. Like he didn't even get a shot off. Like. Come on, man. Like, you don't even get a shot off. Like, and he was just so passive in that fourth quarter. It's like, bro, I know you could destroy this dude right now. Like, what are you even doing, bro?
Yeah. I will say,
like,
bro.
I get so frustrated, bro.
Yeah, I will say the way that Jokic was attacking the basket compared to LeBron. Like, I know LeBron is on year 20. I get it. But at the same time, bro, like, you're LeBron, bro. You got to take over. You know what I'm saying? You're LeBron.
Davis, bro. Anthony Davis had 4 field goals halfway through the fourth quarter, bro. That averages out to a field goal a quarter, bro.
You know what good meme I saw? That when LeBron turned on in that Warriors final, Kyrie turned on with him. You know what I'm saying? He turned on with him. LeBron turned on that first quarter. AD didn't do shit.
Bruh.
He didn't do shit. And that's the difference between an all-star player and not. That's why they want Kyrie on that team.
Facts. Exactly. Like it's what everybody says. They're like, oh man, teams are stupid for trying to get Kyrie, whatever. Like, bro, when you could get a Kyrie, a Jimmy Butler, a LeBron, you know what I'm saying?
I'll give you that.
Like, come on, bro. These are different players. These are guys that you could lean on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the difference between like a really good and super goated. You know what I'm saying?
It's like when we play Call of Duty, bro. We know who we could get dubs with, and we know who we run with, just to run games with them. You know what I'm saying? But we know when it's a squad out, we're like, all right, this is a dub squad right here. They know they're the same way. I bet the NBA feels the same way, and everybody clowns LeBron maybe because he's the most obvious about, kind of documenting the talent around him, about how he feels about the talent around him. I'm sure every team has that. Like, the first team, 3 out of 5 of us are scrubs, but we still gonna run with them. But we probably not gonna win a lot of games, but we're gonna run with them. And I think that's a lot of teams are, and LeBron gets shade for being vocal about it and trying to do something about it within the organization. But he knows, he knows who gonna turn up with him and who's not. AD should have, and I know he disappointed in him. I know he disappointed him.
But that's the thing too, is that, and this my bad, real quick. That's the thing too that people fail to like mention when we talk about Jordan. Jordan, for a good amount of time, had people like that around him at all times.
All times, bro.
Like, you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, Jordan's that guy, bro. I will never shade Jordan at all. But when we make that comparison, it's a completely different comparison.
I will say this, though, is I agree with you, but also I feel like the reason why these guys were able to deliver
that great
is because he was leading the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like those moments that you see of LeBron that you know he should be attacking, Jordan would be attacking.
Yeah, that's
you know
facts.
And that makes and the way LeBron gives up at the end of plays, he stops playing defense. If somebody on his team did something that he felt like, if he feels like you had a lapse,
he's like, that should have been you.
Yeah, he's not gonna play defense on the next play, bro. Jordan did not do that in big games, bro. He might have did it here and there. I don't know, because everybody can do whatever. He might have did it here and there, but I'm telling you, in big games, he was not taking no plays off. He was not looking at somebody, blaming them, and not, trying to still win the game. Like, bro, all that stuff is what makes the people around you greater, bro. If you're not, and I'm not saying LeBron don't make people around him great, but that's that difference between Jordan and LeBron to me. Like, Jordan is like, he's showing you, bro. Like, he's telling you, like, bro, I am not gonna let these dudes. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving them everything I got, regardless, dog.
Yeah, no, that's real. Yeah, whatever. No, that's real though. That I mean, people can argue it all day. I will never say either, because I feel like they're both great in their own way. I feel like Jordan's willingness to win is unmatched, and then I feel like LeBron's durability is like unheard of. So I feel like either way you slice it, they're both great.
Talk about Jordan's willy-nilliness all day. I don't care.
Willy-nilly.
No. And that's why, like, people send me shit when like the Lakers lose, or when LeBron does bad, or when it's like, I don't care how you feel about LeBron. That's the least of my worries.
And that's that hater thing that Quincy's talking about.
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't care how you feel about LeBron, bro.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because it's like people are like, LeBron had a bad night, and it puts a pep in their step, like when they're going to, like, you know what I'm saying, like their terrible day.
Put their statuses. I'm just glad LeBron and the Lakers lost last night.
It's like that's how you. That's what's getting you through the day, huh?
All right.
It's crazy to have that kind of energy,
not even a Denver fan.
I'm glad I had waffles for breakfast. That's what I'm glad about.
But it goes back to kind of like what we're talking about, like when you're great and you're like putting in the work and it's just undeniable, they're just gonna try to find any way to like discount what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what you're doing, you know what you did, you know what you got going on. So you just gotta keep those blinders on.
Yep, they're not the people you gotta convince.
Facts.
You gotta keep reminding yourself you're as good as you know you are, as you think you are, and fuck them.
That's a big factoid.
Nah, I would just remember the waffles that Quincy made. Damn, that shit looked busting, dog.
Dog, that shit was gas, bro.
Waffles, right?
Yeah, man. I've been trying to use that since we got it, but it was funny. The one time we were like, all right, let's do it. We didn't have any like pancake mix or enough to make like flour to make it from scratch or nothing.
Yeah.
So we finally
check out Quincy's real stuffed pancakes. Waffles he makes possible.
Yeah, stuffed chicken and waffles, bro. That shit was gas.
Life changing,
dog.
Yo, man, I've been giving my house some TLC that has been needed for like the past month or so. I've just been so busy, and like I remulched everything like around the house, right? Like, but I did it like the official way. Like I put the weed and grass killer first, waited a day, peeled everything out, took out the heavy duty rake and took out like whatever needed to be taken out and had it ready, bought all the mulch, laid it out, spread it out. Like, dog, it looks so fire. My wife didn't even notice, dog. I was hurt, bro.
Damn, I don't do this shit for nothing.
I was tight, dog. I was tight, bro. And even when she saw it, she still was like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God.
You was about to pack that mulch back up in the bags and return them.
Yo, facts, dog.
Hey, but you better notice that new hairdo though.
Yo, facts. But dog, I was out there like I was out there one day for like an hour and then the next day for like 2 hours, dog. Mad work for nothing. I mean, it looks dope and I'm glad I did it and it needed to be done anyway.
But like we said, it's
Dang,
satisfying to you.
Yeah, facts.
You
I'm
know
underrated in my own house, dog. Real talk.
You know what you did. I can tell you, one of my favorite things when I was a homeowner was maintaining that look, that landscape, having the greenest grass. That's prideful, bro. That's what you take pride in.
I enjoy.
I ain't gonna lie. It's so funny that you mentioned the mulch thing, bro, because like I'm really hurt right now because we talked about it earlier, like one of these other episodes about all the work that I did mulching around my house.
And all we saw was the aligned as tiles.
Yep. But now I have the opportunity to remulch because that pool ruined everything.
Dang.
Yeah,
that hurts.
That junk hurt bad, dog.
Well, you got to redo it, and it wasn't your fault. That sucks.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck that shit.
Bro.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, dog, but definitely we just got to keep pushing, man. That's definitely been the theme of the last month for me, man. Just keep pushing because
I just noticed what your name says right there, and I know you're tired because you mentioned two things that we said, and you said one thing you guys didn't say, and you mentioned it. I was like, this guy's over here ready to knock out.
Yeah, man. I just been, but bro, I've been on go, man. Like I've really been like super locked in, and like every day, like there's just so much to do, dog. Like it's just crazy. I've been falling asleep like at 9, for the past 2 weeks, bro. Like I'm just exhausted because I literally like don't stop doing nothing until like 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? The only break I have in my day, dog, is that Call of Duty, bro. That be the shining light in my
matter of fact, I'm on tonight. No, but that's the one thing we shared in the chat, and I'm glad we understand each other. When I know Les is not responding in chat, I know that motherfucker got a lot of shit going on.
Facts.
He got a lot.
I literally told Robin that the other day. I was like, because I think she wanted me to mention something. I can't remember what it was, but I was like, he's not in the chat, so I know he having a busy day.
Yeah.
Joe, you had me cracking up because you was like, you slid that in there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be on there tonight. But yeah, like I was saying,
I'm with it too. I got a session tonight, but it's at 10, so I got time skis.
I'm done after
definitely. Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, it's just crazy, dog. Because like, whenever there's work, you got to take it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, because you never know when it's gonna slow down. You know what I'm saying? So like, just been getting it in and. Honestly, bro, like the other project I'm doing that I'm still not gonna talk about yet. It's almost time though, but
I almost brought it up. That's why I was like, you got a lot going on, man.
Yeah, that other thing, like once that's ready, I'm gonna be able to have a little more time, like kind of chill out. But dog, like anything that's worthwhile is gonna take a lot of work, man. Like that's why a lot of people don't do it because it's like it's a lot of extra stuff, dog. Like, and it's sometimes like, bro, like it's like something that like it really tests your limits like on every level, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, but like when you get to the end of it, bro, like just be so worth it, man.
Yeah. I'm tired, bro. Y'all do a lot more than me throughout the day, and it's crazy. I commend y'all. I'm not gonna say it's an age thing because y'all not that much younger, but y'all get a lot done in y'all day more than me, and that's why my weeks are so planned out because I allot times to everything. I used to have those nights where I could just go all night, but the main thing I know, I got to be in bed by 9 o'clock because I'm waking up at 3:30 in the morning every single day.
Yeah. So I mean, it's different for you because like with your work, it's a lot more tedious, but you're also getting compensated for it. And like the sacrifices you make for it, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, you know, you don't really have to do the extra stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it don't even matter.
Yeah. And that's why I appreciate, like, I was working on something this week and the person I was helping out, they told me, like, I know how tedious this is. I know how much bullshit this is for you, but we really need it and I can do it fast. And that's like, thank you for acknowledging that. That's all I need to hear. You know, I shouldn't be doing this shit, but I'm good at it and I'm quick at it and I'll turn it right back around to you and send it right back. Boom, you got it. And that's it. I wrapped up today. I even wrapped up a couple hours early. I'm like, yo, honestly, I think I'm done. I hope that's enough. And they're like, thank you for your time. Have a good weekend. Boom. And that's it. And that's why I made sure I maintain that as long as I can. Maintain that. That is my job. That is what I grind for, to maintain the ability to do shit like that and to have that work-life balance. And I reached the point where I hate myself and I hate what I'm doing, and I got to reconsider everything. But you never know. Like I said, I learned that this week, that you never know. One day you just wake up. Yeah, one day you just wake up and it's bingo, bango, bongo all of a sudden, you know?
Bingo, bango, bongo, stay butter.